Hi YouTube friends, Alicia here. Take 2 of this junk journal. We're going to try and skip on the extra filler ums in this round because nobody wants to listen to that, including me, in a video. So let's attempt this a second time and skip out on the random ums. So I am here with the junk journal that I made out of a little golden book, and it is the half-size golden books, or whatever you call them, the little golden books, as in size-wise. So I found it at a thrift store in terrible shape. It was 25 cents, 50 cents, whatever it was. I am not familiar with this book. However, it was cute and I wanted to make a journal out of it. So I used eyelets. First thing you're going to see. Let me say first thing, my hands are covered in mud. My nails are covered in mud. I'm sorry. I've been in the garden. It is gardening season where I live, and that is my first priority right now, is making sure my garden is done. And even though I wash my hands, I need to scrub my nails. I want to get this recorded for you guys, so before I forget. So yeah, excuse my nails. Anyways, so there are 4 eyelets. As you can see, I goofed on the template, and I have a third eyelet, the second eyelet in the wrong place. I made a tassel out of mostly vintage trims and laces and ribbons. And here we go with the ums again. I am so sorry. And then the cover is, of course, the book. I did some slow stitching on it. I really enjoy slow stitching. I do not know how to do any of the stitches properly. I may learn, I may not. I don't know. As of right now, I'm just playing, and I do it because I find it relaxing. Of course, I added some, as you can see, metal book corners because the book ends were soft. The book is old. At the bottom here, I did add a fabric ruffle. It came like this. I did not do this myself. I do not know how to do that. It is vintage. I got it from the thrift store. And then, of course, the book starts. We added some pom-pom trim and die cuts. So for these journals, this journal and another one I'm going to do a video on yet, I have been specifically trying to use things up in my stash without creating new ephemera pieces, so much new die cuts and stamps. And I am running low on certain things, especially the small stamped images and things like that. I'm out of embossed book pages and painted, I believe, now. So I do have to restock, but I really, really want to focus on using things that I had in my stash so that I could justify making more. I'm not anywhere near out of things. I can't say that, but I've used up enough that I feel justified in maybe creating a few more things. I don't know. I may make more journals before I spend too much time creating. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly. This is obviously a tag I had made in my stash. And flowers. I stamp on anything. And I said that in my last video. Plastic, metal, paper, wallpaper, wrapping paper, anything I can think to stamp on, I will stamp on. And if I can't get it to dry, I emboss it. I do whatever I can to get the ink to stay, because that's something I really enjoy, is stamping on surfaces that weren't necessarily meant to be stamped on. Fabric, I also stamp on. I've stamped and embossed fabric. That is kind of neat. Die cut, this is beautiful. That is done. It's die cut out of digital paper and then laminated with like packing tape. Or sorry, it's laminated with packing tape and then die cut so that it's glossy. These have been treated. I don't remember how I did them, but they are kind of transparent. I am also out of those. They are from a really, really old freebie by Paulette. She used to be TLC Creates Vintage. She is not that anymore, but that is where I got those. So like I said, I've been busy using up stash. These are from a book. I cut out the images. They are so cute. Another stamped image, vellum envelope made with my envelope punch board. I will also say there's a lot of sewing in this journal. I'm running out of my adhesive, and $18 to $20 for a bottle of good glue in Canada is not in my budget, especially with not working right now. I am actively looking for work. I am finished school. However, I have not found any, so there is not a budget for anything I do not need. And I have lots of thread in my for my sewing machine, so I am improvising and doing a lot more sewing in my journals than maybe I would otherwise. And I don't mind. I like the look of sewing. I like the idea of using what I have. This is vintage. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of applique, I think, but I don't know. I've had it in my stash forever. These are more... there's wax on this, so had I not have put it on a solid piece of paper, you'd be able to see a pattern through it. Kind of defeated the point of doing a wax treatment on there, but it is what it is. My embossed bunny. These are book pages that I put adhesive backed on, stamped them, embossed them, watercolor them, and then fussy cut them. So they're sturdy and they are so pretty. I am also out of those. I need to make some more. I really like those. Dollarama ephemera that I just put lined paper on. They come in packs. If you live in Canada and you have a Dollarama, they have packs of flowers, bugs, all different butterflies, all different things, nature things that you can get, and they are super sturdy and super pretty. So if you like that kind of thing, invest. Coffee dyed trim. This is one of the feathers from the Dollarama pack. This pocket is a printable. I don't know where it's from. I've had it in my stash forever. Bird image. That I think is from a book and I just fussy cut it. I really like fussy cutting, so I have lots of fussy cut images. A frog, another tag that I had pre-made. Oops. This I printed out. It is an AI printable that somebody designs and gives away for free, so it was perfect. It was all about ducks. This is another stamped image. I don't know how I colored it, to be honest. It's colored though. Hedgies. The hedgehogs that you see, I'm out of as well now. They were from a printable from That's Just Penny. I don't think she's selling anymore. I don't know. I did see that she's still on Facebook. But I don't know that she's on YouTube or anything like that. Vintage fabric from tablecloth or something. Sorry, I don't know. Butterfly stamped image that I fussy cut. Some of the stamped images that I have were gifted to me in a swap that I did, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. A long time ago now. And I keep my stamped images together, either in binders or a little bin or behind me. So I know they're really easy to access for me. I know where they all are. And then I sit down and I just fussy cut them out because I really enjoy fussy cutting, like I said. So I have lots. A sheep, an embossed sheep. The die does that. It stamps, it die cuts it and embosses it. Puppies that I stamped and colored. Of course, a journaling card in there, and that's book page and scrapbooking paper. Another hedgie. Some ribbon on the side. Another book page that I cut out. Shaker tag. Once again, this was all pre-made. I just added it in. More of those butterflies. Stamped image. Puppies. Well, some of these are colored in marker and some of these are colored in pencil crayon. So this was kind of interesting. I stamped them on white glossy paper. It's stamped beautifully. It does not take color beautifully. So the marker is streaky. The pencil crayons are kind of waxy. I don't know how you want to say it. But like I said, I don't care. I'll stamp on anything and then I'll make it work. And it stamps beautifully crisp images. So for like black and white, say if I want to do photography and stuff, that is the paper to use. It's really nice. Another one of those duck printables. Little sheep cluster, more vintage trim. Another fussy cut owl. I need to glue down a little bit better. More vintage trim. A little cluster. I also really enjoy working with my stamps that are old. So some of these stamps, like this Good Time stamp, is one of the first ones I got. I got it from, I'm gonna say Dollar Tree or Dollarama years ago. It was really cheap. I believe, I could be mistaken on that, but I like to work with my old stamps. I have stamps from the 80s, and I bought more Wooden Mountain stamps from the 80s. I just like them. I like working with kids stamps. I find, not throwing anybody under the bus here, but so I got some stamps from the 80s and 90s, and they are more detailed. They're wooden block stamps, and they are more original in some ways than, of course, some of the new stuff, because a lot of the new stuff is repeated over and over and over. And as we're in the AI era, age, whatever you want to call it, it's not original artwork anymore, a lot of the stuff that's coming out. And so 30 years ago, people were drawing and designing their own stamps, and I just appreciate that. This is dyed lace. A little cluster I made. Lucky image. This was something that somebody else stamped for me, and I just fussy cut it and put it down. Another couple of pieces of ephemera that I had in my stash. This is real wood. I did not peel bark off of a live tree. I got it off of a tree that was already down. Where I got it from, they have trouble with beavers. And so the beavers chew up the trees and the trees fall over, and I got tree bark from it. And it is a digital tag that I just embellished. Just a piece of cardstock and book page. You can see my sewing, and that is the back. So I really like this journal. I think it's going to be perfect for my photos of my nieces and writing about the adventures. I go and see my nieces generally once a week, if not once a week, for sure every other week. And I have lots of pictures of them because, like I said, I see them often. We do lots of things together. So I think this will be the perfect journal for that. Of course, any questions or comments, leave them below, and I'll talk to you all soon.